Hi, I'm Gary Bembridge of Tips for Travellers. Today I'm taking you on a tour of the Caribbean Princess. It's a ship from Princess Cruises. It has 3,140 guests, 1,200 crew, 19 decks, 1,556 cabins. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of everything you need to know. But let's start the tour by first of all taking a look at the magnificent atrium, which is spread across 3 floors. Now, the Caribbean Princess was originally built in 2004, but went through a major revamp in 2017. So food and dining is really important on a cruise, so I thought we'd start by looking at that first. There are 3 main dining rooms, and the choice that you have is between traditional fixed time dining or anytime dining. So basically you have traditional fixed dining, which on my cruise is at 5:45 p.m. for first sitting and 8 p.m. for second sitting, and the Palm restaurant was used for fixed dining. Now, anytime dining was available in 2 other restaurants, the Island restaurant and the Coral dining rooms, and anytime dining was available from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Now, also included within the fare is the very large buffet restaurant, and the buffet restaurant is called the World Fresh Marketplace. It's been completely revamped in the refit, and it's bright, it's airy, and there's all these different stations where you can choose all sorts of fresh food. In terms of more informal dining, there's the Salty Dog Grill, which serves burgers, hot dogs, and street tacos. There's also the Slice Pizzeria, which is by the poolside, and of course they serve delicious pizzas. Down in the atrium is the 24-hour International Cafe. This is in the Piazza area. It serves coffees, snacks, light meals, and desserts. Whilst also outside by the pool is the Coffee and Cones, which is another place that you can have coffee and also serves ice cream. It's very, very popular. And of course there's also 24-hour room service where you can either choose from a limited menu, or they have another thing which is a deluxe breakfast, which does cost $45 per couple, and that includes champagne. Now, in terms of specialty dining, there's a lot of choice as well, and the actual surcharge for these varies based on the restaurant. In terms of slightly more informal dining, there is the Steamer's Seafood. Here you can choose from black and blue mussels, or you can have classic clam steamers or a broiled platter, but basically it's delicious seafood. The other thing they have is a restaurant called Plank's Barbecue, and this is sort of an American style diner, but it has a really interesting setup where basically you choose from 6 different meats and your plank is loaded with 4 different meats, and it really was quite a magnificent restaurant. Both of those cost about $12 per person. Now, a very popular standard on board Princess Cruises is Sabatinis. This is an Italian restaurant which serves delicious pastas and traditional Italian dishes. At the time of recording, Sabatinis cost $25 per person. Now, the most expensive specialty restaurant is Crown Grill. This is a steakhouse restaurant, but also serves seafood. The other option is Vines, which is a wine bar, and they serve tapas type food or sushi. So as you can see, there's a lot of choices in terms of informal dining, more formal dining, both included and excluded from the fare. So let's talk about bars and lounges. There's a lot of choice on board the Caribbean Princess. Again, a great advantage of traveling on a big ship. I'm going to start with one of the most spectacular venues, and this is called the Skywalker's Nightclub. It has magnificent views up here and is a very popular venue sort of late into the evening, especially when you're cruising in places that have great scenery. Club Fusion is another great venue. It's at the rear of the ship and on deck 7, and here during the day they will often show various concerts by various artists, and at night it's a very popular music venue. The Wheelhouse Bar, which is very nautically themed, is a great bar, again music in the evenings, and a very popular meeting place before and after dinner. The Explorers Lounge, again another music venue themed around exploration and Egypt, is another popular venue, and that's also on deck 7. Crooner's Bar is a great place to go in the evening, again more music. The Piazza and the Lobby Bar are also a popular place where people will go in the evenings before and after dinner and to people watch. Of course, like most cruise ships, smoking is not allowed on your balconies or in your staterooms and is restricted in most areas of the ship. There is, however, a very specific bar which is called the Churchill Lounge, where you can go and smoke cigarettes and also pipes and cigars. So let's talk about outdoor activities. There are actually across the whole of the ship 5 different pool areas. Now the Calypso Reef and Pool is actually where Movies Under the Stars is held, where during the day and into the evening you can watch movies on the big screen. Further along from that, also on deck 15, is Neptune's Reef and Pool, again a very popular swimming pool. Up on deck 17 is the Sanctuary. Now this you do have to pay to go to, so you can either buy a half-day pass or a full-day pass or a pass right across the whole of the cruise. It's a beautiful, very, as it suggests, quiet venue. Right at the back of the ship you have the Pirate's View and hot tub up on the sports deck on deck 17, and then down on deck 14 right at the back is another pool on the Riviera deck. In terms of fitness, there is a very large fitness center which is in the Lotus Spa, and the Lotus Spa has hairdressing, barbers, and of course the usual spa treatments as you would expect. So what about entertainment? Well, there's a lot of things to do on board the ship. The production shows and guest artists, they would perform in the Princess Theatre. It's a vast venue. There are actually 3 different show times every evening, which means that everybody has a chance to go and see the show. There is a very large casino which has a lot of machines, quite modern machines, and also has all the usual games that you expect: blackjack, poker, roulette, everything that you could possibly want to play. There are 3 kids clubs targeted, younger kids, sort of pre-teens and teenagers. Now there's a lot of shopping opportunities on board the ship, and most of these are around the atrium area. All the usual things you would expect: jewelry, watches, booze, branded merchandise, clothing. Of course, as you would expect, there are the usual facilities like obviously the reception and guest services. There is also a very large shore excursions desk. Now the great thing with shore excursions is you can also book those through your phone. There's a free app, or you can go down to the shore excursions desk and use some little iPads to book, or of course you can go in person and book. There is also a future cruise sales, and then there is an office which looks after the loyalty, the Captain's Circle Loyalty Club members. Another great feature on board the Caribbean Princess is there is a wedding chapel. So if you want to either renew your vows or have a wedding, you can actually have that done in this small wedding chapel. So there you have it. That is my tour of the Caribbean Princess. So hopefully you found that helpful and it's given you an insight into cruising on the Caribbean Princess. If you liked the video, I'd love it if you gave it a like. But even more importantly, please subscribe to the Tips for Travelers YouTube channel, and you'll get more travel inspiration, advice and tips. So please subscribe to the channel right now.